All right, this was just done earlier. I saw the title. I didn't watch the video, but just the title alone. Some of you probably seen the video. When I saw this, I was like, man, this about really pissed me off. Cop chases down and punches a woman for recording an arrest. Says Louisiana cop chases down and punches a woman. A Louisiana woman named Mary Lee Breon Robinson was punched and arrested for recording her brother's arrest. All right, let me turn it up to 11 juice. Before we start the video, we have a viewer discretion advised warning. The following content may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's get to it.
Get in the car. Get in the car, man. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not going on this side. You're not about to f*** him like that. Pass this line right there. Oh. Get up, man. Get up. Get your fat ass off of me, bitch. You going to jail, ho? You going to jail, bitch. I got you, bitch. You got it. Hey, he laying on me. No, call your word. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to show this video. I'm going to show this video. Push ain't nobody like that. The police on you.
I have another video from another angle. Before I go to that next video, I want to remind you that all she was doing was recording.
Yes.
She was recording and talking to her brother.
She was doing nothing illegal, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing at all. She was probably talking to her brother, make sure comforting him, saying it's all right, we'll get you out. And she was doing her First Amendment right to do so, public photography. And she was doing her own property. And the cop didn't like it. Why did the cop go, why do it? Oh, that's right. Because the fucking tyrant asshole's got something to hide. That's why. Let's continue.
She was recording, okay? Recording the police is not illegal.
Exactly.
Now,
it is your First Amendment right to do so.
And they may not have liked some of the words.
Yeah. They don't have to sit to like you, or they might profile you, or they didn't like the words coming out of your mouth. Well, guess what? If I sit there and say, if you're a police officer and you get triggered and want to go after or attack somebody because the words they say, you need a new line profession, a job. I mean, you don't see bus drivers attacking a passenger, or somebody maybe doesn't fully pay the fare attacking somebody else. No, they go about their day. And this woman was doing what is it was under the guide of the First Amendment constitutional right, public photography, freedom of the press, and she was simply exercising her First Amendment of free speech.
First that she said while she was recording.
Yeah.
But she was simply recording. Here's another angle.
Let's check this out.
Wait, oh my God! Why you do, sir? Sir! Oh my God! He busted out! Oh my God!
See, this is why people don't like the police, because typically they're cowards like this guy.
Yeah.
You run down a woman.
Yeah. Why do you think people always will quick to whip out the camera and record the cops out there? Yeah, that's why the cops are so pissed off. You know, they have their protest. It's like they have their Blue Lives Matter to combat the Black Lives Matter. That's why some states are trying to pass a Blue Lives Matter law, or like Arizona, they tell you can't record the cops more than no less than 15 feet. Oklahoma recently passed a law. So did Louisiana. Why? Because the cops are trying to get away with shit.
You throw her against a building.
Then
you then physically assault her, punch her in the face.
That's assault right there, and battery.
You expect us to respect the badge.
Fuck that.
You expect us to trust you.
Yeah. You know, I got one thing to say, kind of like we'll put in there. Fuck you cops, fuck the police, fuck the tyrant bootlegging, and fuck the tyrant bootlegging people that want to protect these fucking bad tyrant cops out there. Blue Lives Murder. Have Eric Brands always said it. Happy Fuck the Cops Day.
Show the screenshot of Deputy Henry Seal.
Let's see him. Check this out. Here's a screenshot of this.
Deputy Henry Seal is being protected by his department and others. You won't be protected on this show.
Nope.
The Louisiana Sheriff's Department
I
and
told this
excessive
deputy,
force
you ain't
experts say a
protected by
deputy
the
was
civilian
justified
citizen.
when he pushed a black woman into a mobile home and punched her in the face. That's your update. The saying is justified. The
Yep.
police, the local law enforcement
what I'm
agency
gonna say.
alleges she was
Yeah, the protocol. Cop-splaining. That's what cops do. They fucking dictate. They try to dictate the law and say, well, you have to do it like this.
interfering with an arrest.
She wasn't
While
interfering.
community members claim the officer used excessive force
He did.
in his engagement. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist nor a legal scholar to show very clearly that this officer was excessive, was criminal, was in violation of law, protocol, and common damn sense. But he has protection from the culture. You see, we call it a criminal justice system. That's the issue. It's not really a system, okay? You have thousands of law enforcement agencies. You have thousands of sheriff's departments, DA offices. It's not really a system. It's a culture.
Yeah.
They're not really all connected. They're part of a culture, and this culture expresses itself in these local jurisdictions. There's more. The incident occurred after Mary Lee Robinson refused to back away during the May 2nd arrest of her brother. According to authorities reportedly told Robinson she could record, but to stay in her yard. She doesn't have to stay in her yard to record, by the way. Robinson allegedly began shouting at her brother, and the cop said it agitated him, according to officials. Oh, okay. Let me get this right. So when the police shout at you and they agitate you, is that against the law? Because police do that a lot. As a matter of fact, they were doing it with this arrest as well. So now, is agitation a statutory offense?
Is it a crime? Somebody, is it a felony or misdemeanor?
Is that now illegal?
Yeah.
There's more.
Yelling at the cops like that? Is that a crime now? Is that a felony or misdemeanor?
Arrested Keith Anthony Robinson Jr. on the 1300 block of Paul Frederick Street in Luling, fulfilling a probation warrant. While detaining the 26-year-old, his sister reportedly yelled at the officers for tasing him after he initially ran from the cops. Okay. She had some words. She was not breaking the law. We're going to continue to follow this story and place pressure where pressure should be placed.
Yep.
Professor, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, all of these link to individuals that are doing harm and should be vilified. But the backstory is that there's a state apparatus that supports it. I mean, if it was just these individuals, as horrific as these videos are, and there are far too many incidents occurring of this horror, then you deal with the individuals. You deal with the individuals, you punish them, an example is set to limit future incidents like this. But the backstory that's been happening since Black people have come to America, and I'm sorry for using the word come, been brought here in chains in the first slave ships. The state apparatus has supported it. That is the diminishing of the lives. That is the terror by which we have to live with. And I'm an economist, so you might say, well, what are you chiming in? What do you have to say about this? So again, at first sight, there's horror associated with this. There's terror. But to believe that you can not move throughout society without the threat of bodily harm, and that doesn't have economic implications, if that doesn't impact your spirit, if that doesn't impact the ways in which you engage in everyday life under that constant threat, and that's the hard part to really capture from these videos, the extrapolation. I'm Black, I look at this, you're Black, you look at this. We live with this in our psyche. We live with what happens if we walk and this threat occurs to us? How do we react? Right. And then last thing I'll say on this is we can change it, right? So all this horror that we're observing, and you're doing it. So big kudos for you for having the courage to lead with this on your show. But this need not be our destiny. The state is our apparatus, just like it's anybody else's apparatus. So that is where the power is going to come when we seize upon the state to do their job and enforce human rights for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be a black person. It can happen to anybody. But that's what the cops get away with. Racial profiling and get away with all kinds of stuff. And she wasn't. She was just hollering at her brother. She wasn't saying anything drug her to that cop. He didn't like it, so he decided to exact revenge. Well, it's another case of happy fuck the cops say. Fuck the police. Bareback blue lies murder. And with that said, I'm on her mic job. Peace out.